Good evening and welcome to NCA Rugby's Round 25 Roundup, sponsored by Will Owen. We've got some top table battles, relegation routes and some incredible last minute drama. I'm your host Warren Muggleton. NCA Rugby's Chris Heel is here with me, as well as Canadian rugby hero and former Derby man Joe Harvey. Gentlemen, how are we?
All good, thanks. Warren, how's things?
Good to hear. We've got a lot to get through in our 15 minutes, but our focus tonight is at the top of Nat 1, with Rosslyn Park hosting Richmond in an almighty London derby under the Friday night lights. It just does not get any better than that. The league leaders have enjoyed a 15-game winning run to sit 10 points clear of their London rivals, but they tasted defeat against Kieran Power's side on their own turf last November. With 2,000 people descending on a packed-out Rock, all eyes were on South West London. Check out the highlights.
Ryan Roach, the man on loan from Ealing Trailfinders, got his first try for Park last week against Chinner. And a big quick one, take one there, and there's another drive coming in now. Hugo Ellis comes in last. And they get it round the side, and they're still moving forward here over the 22. The Park train is moving here, and it's still going. They get towards the 5 metre line. Great drive there, they're still going here, ever so close now. It's going to come out, get Landers to try and drive it. Lewis picks it out, he wants it quickly, but it just gets caught on a foot. Comes out quickly to Holland here, he tries to break through himself, and he's going to go! What a try for Craig Holland! Well, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again, and Craig Holland gets the try there. Dave Lewis getting caught in there, Doran Jones standing over it, he'll go for the line himself. And he gets it! Paul Doran Jones gets the try! The man who said, on your day you're good enough to beat anybody when you're Rosslyn Park. And that has certainly proved the case here. Rosslyn Park have been monumental in this first half, and Paul Doran Jones leads from the front and gives Park a 6-point lead over Richmond in this London derby. Park's defence being asked questions here. Gibbs trying to find the space. Comes out to the middle with Gibbings, but Lavinshire hauling him to the ground. Gumel Crone trying to step over, but just stops by Lewis. And now you just feel they're in the 5 metre line now, and Litchfield picks it up. Gibbings standing over it. They're still going here, they are very close now, within a couple of metres. But Traynor just standing in the way, like a guard at the gates. And it's a pulled out. And Hodgson easily finds the mark from 10 metres out. The drive comes again. Here we go. Hugo Ellis at the back. He gets it over the 10 metre. He wants more from his pack. He's got it around the outside, he's going to break away, and he feeds it inside to Dan Lavinshire. He's going to step inside, he's going to go all the way here, and he's done it! Dan Lavinshire gets the third try for Rosslyn Park, the final breakthrough. Could that be it? Rosslyn Park's Dan Lavinshire may have just made a monumental try in this National League One title race.
Just so happy right now. I mean, the relief in that first half, such a physical battle to come out on top, and then start of the second half was pretty tough. Our discipline was the only thing letting us in, and then we finally were patient, let our game play. They weren't really troubling us too much, and finally got that sort of win in the end, and managed to see it out. So much to be happy with in that game, really.
What was the difference between the two sides tonight?
I think sort of the level of threat we had. I mean, our drive and maul was something they couldn't really deal with, and we knew we had that. And then when they had the ball, we knew that they didn't have much threat, and that if we carried on being patient, we were going to get the ball and we were going to keep being threatening. Just about sort of going to the hurt locker today. It's just such a personal battle today between us and them. We know what they're going to bring. We wanted to do the double on them. We wanted to put everything else aside, put the league aside, and just have it us v them on this patch with this crowd and just relish in it. And we did.
And relishing it, they certainly did. Great advert for National League One, and Chris, also for Rosslyn Park, who barely put a foot wrong today.
No, it was sort of, I think, building up to the game more, and it was kind of, this has to be a must-win for Rosslyn Park, and they did the job. And as Dan kind of said in his interview there, that you guys used the weapon of going to that driving more, than it worked absolutely superbly at a crucial time in the match for Rosslyn Park. So they'll be delighted. You saw the Rock was bouncing on Friday night, and they'll be delighted that this title race is still firing. Interview there, that you guys used the weapon of going to that driving more, than it worked absolutely superbly at a crucial time in the match for Rosslyn Park. So they'll be delighted. You saw the Rock was bouncing on Friday night, and they'll be delighted that this title race is still firing. Absolutely.
But Joe, a bit uncharacteristic from Richmond today, but are they still in charge in this title race?
Yeah, I think you'd have to say so. You said before there, Warren, that Richmond came into the game in absolutely sensational form, and I'll be hoping that this little blip on Friday night doesn't derail their hopes to get back into the championship, because they've been brilliant up to that point. But to lose back to back, do the double against Rosslyn Park is tough for them to take. But they've got some quality in that squad. The next 5 games will be crucial for them.
Well, it was a great way to get the weekend started, and here is the best of the rest from National League One. And we start off at the Marine Travel Ground. A big step for Andy Pratt's side as they looked for National League One survival, Chris.
Yeah, I think, with these two teams, Warren, we know the fate's probably going to be in National 2 next season. But to lose to the side below them in the table won't have gone down well, and now their fate is actually taken out of their hands. Birmingham Moseley going to Sale FC on Thursday night, and if Birmingham Moseley get a positive result in Manchester, it means Lionians will be back in National 2 North.
Sumptuous move from Canterbury there, taking the opportunity, but that's something that Chinner could not do at Haywood Road, Joe.
Yeah, I think they failed to sort of edge themselves back into the title race. We touched on there, didn't we, that Richmond Rosslyn Park, it's alive and kicking again towards the conclusion of this season. But yeah, Chinner will be disappointed to not have picked up a positive result against the aforementioned Sale FC, but they know how to win at home, don't they? Jonathan Keepside. It was another really controlled performance from Chris Johnson at fly-off.
A lovely dive there from Chris Johnson. Another team maybe not taking the opportunities. Rotherham Titans, a late try from Bishop Stortford. Is their relegation battle sunk now?
You've got to say right now, Saturday, after the day after the game, Warren, that it is a missed opportunity for them. But they did manage to pick up 2 bonus points in that defeat against Bishop Stortford. But they're kicking themselves, leaving it that late, and to see them lose that game could be crucial. But they're still in the fight. Those 2 points could be massive.
Late drama for Titans denial. And then we also promised you late drama as well at Beavis Memorial Ground. Joe, what's your take on this late penalty try for Cinderford?
Yeah, and I think it was probably the right decision from the referee as well to award the penalty try. And Cinderford, they've had a knack of grinding out wins. We've seen some brilliant performances. I think they beat Richmond at home as well earlier in the season, and a beating a strong Blackheath side as well will do them wonders, and they can still climb up the table with those games in hand.
Well, a big deliberation there from the referees to give Cinderford the win. Here's the rest of the results for National League One. Cambridge needed penalties from Ben Penfold to see off Birmingham Moseley for a 1-point win, whilst Rams leapt back to form with a crushing second half against Old Eltamians. Seb Reynolds' side put 19 points past the South Londoners. And in the South West, Plymouth Albion enjoyed a tug of war with DMP for the 5 points, with top 5 charge certainly still in the sights of James Gaysbrook's side. And if we have a look at the National League One table, we see the impact of the London derby. Rosslyn Park now just 7 points behind Richmond, but Rams are keeping the pressure on. They're still just 6 points behind. Chinner's loss means that they cannot overtake Rosslyn Park into second place, handing Seb Reynolds' side the opportunity. Plymouth Albion's win has seen them overtake DMP, but beware of Cinderford. 3 games in hand could put them as high as 5th. Titans may have lost, but another bonus point now puts them just 4 behind Birmingham Moseley. And the question has to be asked here, is Rotherham Titan, can they still do this?
Yeah, I do think so. And I think, as I touched on before, Warren, that Birmingham Moseley are obviously still very much in it, but they've got to go to Sale FC on Thursday. And if they do get a decent result, then Rotherham Titans will be really ruining a missed opportunity today. But we know how strong Sale are at home. We've seen them, obviously, yesterday get that result against Chinner. So it's going to be tough for Birmingham Moseley, but they'll Rotherham Titans will be hoping for a home win on Thursday, and it keeps them right in the...
It's a lot for them to do. But Chris, just a quick word on Plymouth Albion and their meteoric rise since the turn of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, on the website, Warren, we did a bit of a chat with them. I think last season I'd been on a fantastic run. It's probably too late for them to be sort of challenging towards the top of the table, but they can keep this up for the rest of the season. There's absolutely no doubt they'll be challenging towards those top 6 places again next year.
Well, plenty of drama in that one. There was also some big news in National 2, especially in National 2 North, as Coldie confirmed their champion status, 25 consecutive wins, and this just shows why they have done that.
Yeah, I think, Warren, it's been a bit of a procession, I think, in National 2 North, and Coldie absolutely deserved to clinch the title with 5 games to go. 25 successive wins and a comprehensive performance against Preston Grasshoppers. Cam Davis, scrum half, getting over on 2 occasions. So brilliant win for Coldie, and they'll be back in National 1.
Cameron Davis there sending 3 Preston Grasshoppers defenders the wrong way. A super performance from Coldie. At the bottom of National 2 South, though, Westcliff have also handed themselves a lifeline, Chris.
Yeah, and this is the thing, Warren, that they picked up some good results at home. They've been to beat Redruth and Esher before Christmas, and it will absolutely delight Peter Mahoney and Jacob Ford to get this win against Oways. The picture at the wrong end of National 2 South. I know the teams below them, and Sutton Epsom, Old Redcliffians and Bournemouth all lost this weekend, so it's sort of a double win, if you like, for Westcliff. So they're delighted with that heading into sort of the conclusion.
Chris Bolton dancing over the line there. You talk about the ghost of the past. Mark Ireland is certainly that for Otley. 22 points he put past his former side, Joe.
Yeah, that's the thing as well, isn't it? I mean, Sheffield Tigers have sort of dropped down the table a little bit, but this result probably keeps them away from that relegation scrap. But I mean, Otley, we said before about Rotherham Titans, Otley managed to pick up a couple of bonus points as well from that game, and that sort of edged them closer to those teams above them. But it's a massive win for Sheffield Tigers.
Fine kicking from Ireland. But then at the top of Nat 2 North, it's a tight battle up there, Chris, but it's these kind of moments for Taunton that can win titles.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're looking at that, maybe that top 2, it's probably a bigger title race in National 2 South. You probably chuck Henley Hawks and Redruth in there, but Tunbridge Juddians survived the late comeback against Clifton. It certainly wasn't a walk in the park either for Taunton, and it was they managed to get over the line in the end. And these are the fixtures and results, Warren, that sort of you look back on.
Big points there for Titans. But in Coldie winning Nat 2 North, the pressure is now on Fylde and Hinckley for that playoff position, with both of them getting victories in round 25. Sedgley Park had to fight all the way against Hull, but it's all over for Scunthorpe, I'm afraid, after their thumping loss to Loughborough Students. Stourbridge, though, came out on top in an absolute cracker against Tyndale. There were just 2 points in it. And the table of National 2 North confirms the news at both ends. Coldie taking the Nat 2 North crown and having 5 games to spare. Fylde, Hinckley and Sedgley Park are separated by 7 points for the playoff place, but Loughborough and Chester are still in contention. Scunthorpe's fate has already been sealed, but Otley will continue to fight for their survival, just 2 points behind Luctonians. In the south, Tonbridge Juddians, Redruth and Henley all secured wins this weekend, keeping the pressure on Taunton high. Clifton, though, will feel hard done by after being denied late on by the Kent side. Leicester Lions held on away from home, deny Old Redcliffians some vital points in the relegation battle, but that's something Bournemouth could not do on the south coast. And if you have a look at the Nat 2 South table, it's ever so close for the title, just 9 points between Taunton and Henley, but the losers from round 25 appear to be Clifton, now 15 points off a promotion chance. Worthing's gruelling win over Barnes means they can push 7 points clear of Old Albanian after their Westcliff loss, and they are now 13 ahead of 14th place Sutton, looking over their shoulder. But I think after that we have to talk about Coldie, Chris. Amazing season from them.
Yeah, we managed to speak to Gareth Davis at the start of February, and he was talking about sort of what they've been able to build. And they brought in some coaches, Warren, but they've also had their group of players stick with them, and that's been the key to their consistency this year, I think. So no one was stopping him, and it's been a brilliant season for them. Julians are playing some really good stuff at the moment, and they were there last year, and I think they might just edge it again, but I think it's going to be close between sort of them and Taunton.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Coldie. But that will just about do it from us. My thanks to Joe and Chris, our sponsors Will Owen. I've been your host, Warren Muggleton. It's been an absolute pleasure to share the weekend with you. But don't forget, you can get all the news, interviews and videos across the league on the website at ncarugby.com with chats around the rugby world. And if you want the very latest, then make sure to follow us on social media. on a weekend where Caldy are champions and the Nat 2 North race is on. London is red. Good night.